everyone. Welcome to our little video today. We're doing we have a fun one today. We're doing an overview on AI. We're going to have a discussion around some practical use cases in using AI within a contact center, within your environment. I have with me today Preston. Preston, how you doing?
Good. It's always great to catch up.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to today.
Yeah, this is exciting. So we realize that everyone is talking about AI, and sometimes it can fall a little bit flat as to what it actually is and what it actually can do. And so today we want to talk about some real practical use cases. We're not going to talk about specific features, but we're going to talk about scenarios within your environment that AI might be able to assist and what that could look like. So I thought it'd be fun if we each kind of picked like 3 different practical use cases that we like to see, that we would see as helpful in a telephony environment, and discuss them, show what that could look like, and just see what we come up with. So Preston, I'll let you lead it off. What was the first one that you came up with? What are you excited to show us on a practical use case here?
Yes. So let me go. I'm going to actually share a screen. I'm going to show I'm going to show one actually. So let me show a little video here. Now, what this is doing, and I'm calling this AI note taking, to utilize for, in this case, it's for a callback reminder. So there's a call going on here, and it's transcribing that call and getting the information. And now it is popping this into a callback reminder. So let's talk about the use case here. This is a front desk or reception operator that's picking up the call, and they're saying, hey, in this case, I want to talk to Wendell. And Wendell's not available. You can see he's away there. He's got the yellow icon that shows he's away. And they say, have him give me a call when he's available. And so now the agent reception user is scribbling down a note or typing in a message or whatever. It has the information because we're doing that live speech text transcription, that's available in our product. So it has the information, and then we use an AI tool to give a brief summary of what was discussed. So you're not needing to add a note to it. It's just a one-click, boom, that is sent over as a callback. And so this is a time saver. It's a stress saver. So yeah, I love this particular tool for that user.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is for that user that is more answering and transferring as their primary role. And it seems they often have that issue where they pick up the phone and the caller just launches into a whole description of why they're calling. And, they're trying to interrupt, say, well, I'm not the person you need to talk to, and looking to pass that information along so that when that person speaks with them, they have the context as to why that person's called.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I mentioned this already. The speech to text transcription, live speech to text transcription. And we want to show that. But what we're going to do is let me bring up our attended console. And I'm actually going to call you, Paul, because what we're going to do is transcribe some of our meeting here. Okay. So I'm going to give you a call and let you pick up on it there. Okay, so now we're connected. And in the call details here, we have the ability to do the live transcription. So now it's picking up our conversation here in our meeting.
And this is pretty quick and accurate transcription as well. I mean, it's picking up as the conversation is progressing. It's picking up on these details in pretty short order.
Yeah, absolutely. Which makes this all possible by utilizing this live transcription. But Paul, let's throw it back to you. We'll come back to this. We're gonna see some other features that are based on this going live in our meeting here today. But go ahead, Paul. What's your first one that you want to highlight?
Okay. So the first place I'm going, let me just share a little example here. If I can share my screen. So I'm going to the other side of things, and I'm going on the inbound call flow. So this is an example of an AI routing assistant. So if you picture calling into an organization and you have, some of these organization trees look something similar to this, where you have tons of different menu options. You have a lot of different departments. You listen through all the options. It's a classic problem. I know why I'm calling, and they give me an option, for this, press 1. And I think, well, I could kind of fit that, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to listen to the rest of them. And this is a classic issue with universities as well. A lot of different types of callers, a lot of different departments. So we listen through all these menu options, and then we make a selection, and then there's a whole list of sub-menu and so on, gets me to where I need to, to someone that can help. AI can assist making that handoff a lot smoother. So in this scenario, we can instead add a voice input prompt from the caller, where AI can listen to their description of why they're calling. So instead of hitting them with a whole list of menu options, we could say, "Thanks for calling." In a short sentence, tell us why you're calling today. And the caller could state the reason for their call. And the system could automatically identify this is the person or this is the department that you need to speak to and transfer them there straight away, instead of wasting a lot of time as they listen through all the menu options and maybe make the wrong selection and need to loop back around to the main menu. This just saves everyone a lot of time and gets the call to someone that can help a lot quicker.
Yeah, to be fair, this type of technology, asking callers why they called, and then has been around for a while. We all remember getting on these call center call trees, and it says, "Tell me why you called," and you try to say the word representative in a tone that gets you through, or operator, or
yeah,
I need
aggressively,
to support, and then soon it deteriorates into saying name calling and other things. But what the AI does here is it judges intent. So there's different ways to say you need whatever it is you need, but the AI can judge that intent in a smart way and can solve that so that you have people from every generation calling this IVR, and you got to be able to interpret how one generation says it and how another generation says it, and AI can do that for you and really be a smart IVR.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is assisting, every organization is at a different path with automation. Some organizations aren't necessarily wanting a fully automated system. In this scenario, we're still trying to get this caller to a live agent as quickly as possible, but we can still use AI to make that even more efficient and make that handoff quick and painless for the caller, and still make sure we're emphasizing a live human touch in that process. Okay, so back over to you. That's my first one. Where are you going for your next one there?
Let me. I'm going to steal the screen right back again.
Go ahead.
Here. So what I'm calling this one is real-time agent assist. And so as we go through this, you're going to see here things like live product info, and so it's looking information up, live coaching, giving a sentiment. Now, there's a few things with this. It is, once again, it's using that transcription. You can do triggers for this, like an utterance, like a word. So, for instance, if somebody says part number, and then it can listen to, is there a part number given? Pop that onto your screen. The other thing that we have that is very shortly going to be part of this is that data dip into the database with that part number and pulling, like you were showing here. Hey, how many parts do you have in stock on that? What's the price? Those types of things for assisting the agent. We already have the ability to pop that to the screen. Another example would be, you ask somebody's email address and they say it, and you're typing it down. You're right. How nice would it be to be able to click that button and it searches for any time an email address was said, and it pops it on the screen. Live coaching is another one. That is one where, you could do it on certain words. You could do it at end of call. There's a bunch of ways where you can customize prompts. These are not preset prompts. They're customizable in the system. And we're going to show some of that later on, but it's customizable to whatever your organization wants to see. And so this has tremendous power to make agents a lot better at what they're doing. And this is the AI tools that clients aren't going to necessarily even know that they are utilizing, but they're going to seem really, really good and helpful just based on this assistance.
Yep.
In the end.
It's going to result in the agent liking their job more, probably. I mean, it just makes their life easier. But from the customer side, you're right. They're not necessarily knowing the AI side of it. All they know is that their agent was very attentive. They didn't have to repeat themselves, and the agent was able to efficiently and quickly handle the requests that they had and not spend extra time on the phone. So yeah, that's a powerful use case there.
All right. Paul, your second one. Where are you going?
Yeah, so I'm going back to the IVR side of things. So I think there's a lot of different use cases, certainly more than we're going to cover in this conversation. But we talked about, the last one I mentioned is being able to route a call to someone as efficiently as possible, AI assisting with that. This is more the full automation side. So fully automated voice assistant that can handle a lot of different requests. And every contact center has, those common, frequently asked questions, simple things that, someone may wait in queue for 5 minutes only to have their question answered very easily and simply. And that could have been the system taking care of that. So a full automation IVR. So let's look at an example here, and then we'll talk about some other use cases.
Hello and welcome. I'm the Contoso AI customer assistant. What can I do for you today?
I'd like to check on when an order I placed will be shipped.
One moment. Thanks for that info. Let's find your order details. Please tell me the PIN number for your account.
105.
Your order for the phone screen replacement kit has not been shipped yet. The expected delivery date is February 20th, 2025. Was there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's all. You've helped me well.
Okay, so we're only going to touch on one or two examples here, but that is an example of the system, of course, answering the question, which was, when is my gadget going to be shipped? But it's also taking care of all the necessary steps to provide that answer. We need to authenticate. We need to figure out who this caller is. We need to get their tracking number or their customer number or, whatever we need to look up. So lots of data integrations, whether you're coming from a ticketing system or a CRM of some sort, basically any type of database that has an open API, we can surface to provide that information. But you saw there at the end of that transaction, then the system asked the caller if there was anything else. And this unlocks the possibility for a caller to call in and get several different issues taken care of. I want to get a shipping update as to when that product's going to arrive, but also I need to create a new ticket for this other product that I'm having an issue with, or I need to get pricing on this particular part, whatever it might be. And when you're talking to live agents, that could have been several different departments. That might have been an agent passing it from one person to the other, whereas this is an automated system that can listen to what the requests are and provide the answer, even if it's on several different topics within the boundaries, of course, that you set for your AI agent to address.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is really powerful to be able to add that. And one of the things that I love is the flexibility that Landis has to inject this type of assistance at any level in your IVR. So you don't have to welcome somebody to your phone number with an AI assistant instantly, but maybe they go into the support line. Maybe it's after hours or something like that. You can have that ability to give them that information. And that's where I feel that's where organizations want to start. They want to start by slowly putting stuff in, and as it continues to be more helpful, continue to build it out.
And a nice alternative, maybe even to voicemail for someone that's been waiting in queue, say, well, it looks like no agents are available currently, but I'm your AI voice assistant and I can handle pretty much any request. So, how can I assist you? So yeah, again, there's lots of ways that you can walk before you run, but as you're looking at your organization's needs and saying, okay, we have X amount of calls that probably could be handled by a virtual assistant, this is something that's really easy to plug in and can lighten the workload on your agents.
Absolutely. All right, where are we at? What number am I ready for? Number 3, I think.
Maybe? I think you're ready for number 3. What's your last one? Go ahead.
All right. So let's come back to something we talked about before. This thing has been live transcribing. This is kind of scary. Now we're going to see some summaries here. Live transcribing the whole thing. Now, if I go over to my AI prompts side, if I end the call, I could have it set so that it, automatically gives me that summary, or if I say a certain word. But in this case, I'm going to just call for it right now. So let's see that summary. So it summarizes, and I have it set to do it very briefly. So that was part of my prompt. You can customize this prompt. You can say, give me bullet points or an outline of this conversation, whatever you want to. But I did briefly. Let's do a little bit of coaching here. How pleasant was the agent? Looks like we were relatively pleasant. I don't know.
Close enough.
Now, here's the other thing. You see this here, Gordon Ramsay. But the point is, this is a AI model that you can go in. I mean, it's a prompt that you're creating. And so you can go in and say, hey, I want it in this style. I want it in short sentences. I wanted, whatever. Here are the qualities that we expect out of our agent, how our engagement is going to be with our customers, and then give an agent coaching at the end of the call to say, hey, be more clear, or whatever the case is.
And you're used to writing prompts with an LLM where you have massive context fields where you can add a lot of detail into your prompt. And you have the opportunity to do this here for your agents. This, like you've said, this is the code of conduct that we want our agents to adhere to. And make sure when you give them feedback, make sure it's against this code of conduct, so you can get very lengthy and detailed so that the responses it's giving to your agents are exactly in line with your organization.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so those were my 3. If I'm counting correctly, Paul, you have one more to give us here.
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to the contact center agent side of things. So we looked at a lot of the different scenarios here with, let me just share my screen. So we looked at a lot of different scenarios with the virtual or the live assistance for the agent. This is another really simple, really practical use case for AI, and that is the callback request. Someone's waiting in queue and no one's getting to them. It's hit our timeout. Actually, instead of timeout, we've asked the caller if they'd rather receive a callback instead of waiting. They press the key that yes, they would. Very common use case in a contact center is offering a callback. So what we're doing here, this is an example of the IVR that's capturing that, where it's asking if the phone number they called from is the number to reach them back at, offering opportunity for them to enter a new number, pretty standard. But what we have right up here is a voice input get reason block that is going to ask the caller, say, okay, thanks for requesting a callback. An agent will get back to you. In a short sentence, tell us what this call is about. And the caller, again, can just state the reason for why they're calling in and why they're requesting a callback. It's going to vary by every person. One person may just say something like, I need support. And the next person may launch into a whole description of the issue that they're facing with their TV and why they need someone to call, the whole 9 yards. What this is doing, though, is using AI to summarize that answer that it receives from the caller. And we're going to give that to the agents so when they return the call, they are equipped with everything that they need to understand what this callback is about. So this is going to translate to a dedicated page where agents can see the callback. In this example here, we can see that this person is calling to reschedule their appointment that is scheduled for Thursday. So before I go to call this person back, I can have Thursday's schedule pulled up. I see the contact information. I know which one it is in the schedule, and I'm prepared. So anytime your agents have contacts, anytime they're prepared to help the caller and have the details on screen that they need, it's just going to result in a better experience for the caller. So just a simple use case, but one that's really easy to implement and delivers value right away.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay. Did we cover everything on your list?
I think so. I think we are 6.
Yeah. So there's obviously there's a lot that we have not discussed. I mean, we're not thinking of every use case here in this video, but we would love to hear from you. Bring us your 6. As you are looking at your own organizations, it may be based off of, what we discussed here, but you may think that might be a use case where AI could assist our agents, or we could set up a fully automated system, or something in between. It might be something that we haven't addressed here at all. Let us know what your ideas are and what you could envision in your own environment. And we can either talk about how we can plug in a tool to assist with that, or as we gather input and hear more real life situations from our customers, that really helps shape the functions that we bring to the product. So all right. Thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you stay in tune with more videos like this from Landis. Obviously, lots of AI is progressing rapidly, and so there's going to be more and more functionality added as we go along here. So make sure you stay in the loop, and we will talk to you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you real soon.